Hey, good morning, my friends. MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa here with the MLive Morning Weather Update brought to you by Consumers Energy. And pretty strong case, I think, for a line of severe thunderstorms, or at least patches of severe thunderstorms in, let's call it the southern half of the state, late afternoon and evening hours. So, when we look at the chance of severe weather, we start off with just a general checklist. Timing of the day. Do the storms hit during the hottest time period, second half of the afternoon, early evening? Check. Yes, they would. Is there enough instability? Is there enough heat and moisture to give the air buoyancy to cause severe thunderstorms? Yes, there will be. Is there upper level energy? Yes, there will be. Are they all, perfectly fit into a puzzle where it would put us under a high risk of severe weather? No. But they're all kind of close together, so definitely a strong case for watching severe weather. And let's go over it. Let's show you what's going on. And we start with the experts. They miss it once in a while for our region because we sometimes get these fluky severe weather outbreaks that aren't classic tornado alley type outbreaks. But on a day like today, they do a great job. And what they've done is they've expanded the slight risk, that's the yellow area of severe weather chances. They've expanded it. Yesterday I wrote about this and I showed this to you, and it kind of took up about the southern, it took from Flint to Ann Arbor, south and west. Now they've shoved it all the way into the Saginaw area and the Thumb. So expanding chances. The other thing they've done, just at 8 o'clock this morning on their update, let me try to get it for you. No, that didn't work. Is they've expanded the tornado risk 2%, but what they're saying is there's enough shear for a thunderstorm to produce. This probably won't be a tornado outbreak type thing. Could produce what we call a spin-up tornado. We had one of those, where was it, in Livonia a week or so ago, and that's where these weak tornadoes develop on the leading edge of a line of severe thunderstorms. And then they also show that as you'd expect, if you're in a slight risk of severe weather, as you'd expect, you're also in the chance of severe wind gusts, and that's what you're seeing right there, severe wind gusts and hail. So we know the area now. I think we go back to the main map here of where the severe weather could be, and we look at the yellow. Okay. Oh, you can see me back there. Let's see. So we look at the yellow. Hang tight here. Let me fix a few things for you. All right. So we look at the yellow there. All right, I'm back. Okay, now high resolution rapid refresh radar forecast coming here in a moment to give you an idea of what may happen. Okay, so here is that radar forecast, latest one in. We go through the afternoon. This is 2 o'clock and we're pretty quiet. 3, 4, 5, 6. The storm's developing in the southwest corner and then moving toward Jackson, Ann Arbor, and Detroit in the middle part of the evening. Now, my question to myself is it done then, or is another batch develop? And the model wants to indicate something developing along the border and to the south. And I don't know if this is going to be exactly the way it looks. Look at what the model said, just 3 hours ago on its run. It actually had a more solid line, and it's been kind of transferring south. So we may have lesser coverage of severe weather, but it's the second half of the afternoon, and the evening that we'll watch. Now let's dissect it a little bit. I want to give you some guts of the meteorology. So remember, I told you time of day, and I showed you, 3, 4 in the afternoon to midnight. That's the time when we get severe weather. 4 to about 8 is usually that time period. Then we look for upper level energy, and this is what I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you at 30,000 feet, we have a jet core moving across Michigan with 150 mile an hour winds aloft. That acts as a vacuum. It acts as an engine to severe weather. If it's in just the right spot, and it's close to being in the right spot, or I guess I should say the wrong spot, so I don't get accused of wanting severe weather, which meteorologists don't want severe weather. We report on the severe weather, we forecast the severe weather, we're interested in severe weather, but we have houses and families too, so I can tell you that we do not root for severe weather. So this is one this afternoon, and you see that red patch across Lake Superior? That is the jet core. So that darkest red, I looked it up, it's about 150 mile an hour winds. And you say, well, that's way up there. The severe weather occurs on the southern fringe of that, and in the back, at the front, what we call the front left quadrant, or the right rear quadrant. And we go to 1, 2, 3, 4 o'clock this afternoon. The jet core is moving off, and that puts the area of severe weather in about central Michigan. And then you'll notice what we call a jet couplet as the next little patch comes out of Wisconsin, and this is late this evening, and that would actually be positioned more favorably, but the front and the cooler air might already be moving in. So it could be out of sync, so to speak. And that's why we're fortunate in Michigan, is that the severe weather very rarely comes in sync. Adam Hunt has a good question. Good morning, Mark. Looking to do some boating on Holloway Friday and Saturday. How's the wind looking? Looks pretty good. I would say it's fairly light north on Friday, and it's light and variable on Saturday, and the temperature's getting warmer, so you've got yourself a winning idea. All right, now we look at the U.S. map off of the European. So we're going to watch for severe weather this afternoon. Main threat, isolated, brief, damaging wind gusts. That's how these things happen in severe weather. They're brief. They're 5-10 minutes of storminess in a half-hour thunderstorm. And then we watch Sunday. I've been watching that for all along. Not so much Sunday day for lower Michigan, but Sunday night and Monday, as there's a storm system pulling out of the desert southwest. So we go into tomorrow, beautiful weather tomorrow, 78-ish, low humidity. Saturday, beautiful weather, light winds, coming back to 80-ish. Margaret Parker, we will have heat advisories probably starting Monday, but maybe waiting until Tuesday. I'll show that to you here in just a second too. So this is Sunday, this storm system coming across Iowa. This is Sunday afternoon and evening, Sunday evening to overnight, early Monday morning, and then this is 2 a.m. to 8 a.m. Monday. So at some point in there, a compact storm system that's pretty strong for this time of the year. It's on the edge of the heat. We'll have to watch it. The only thing that I would suggest is that the timing may help us out. It may just be a really solid, vigorous area of rain and thunderstorms, and hopefully we can escape the severe weather. Then the floodgates of southwesterly hot winds open up. The ridge starts to build in the eastern part of the country, and we are in it. This is Tuesday and Wednesday. The storm is staying off to the west because we have what we call a capped atmosphere. It's so hot aloft that thunderstorms can't develop. Thunderstorms develop when it's hot at the ground, colder aloft. But when you get the hot dome going into the upper atmosphere, caps the atmosphere, and it doesn't probably break down until sometime Friday or Saturday. We are fortunate in Michigan that it does break down I'm not so sure this is going to be a long breakdown of the heat, though. And if that's the case, we come into July 1st with the heat building, and it says that July could be very hot. Not just summery hot, but very hot, abnormally hot. So look at the upper air. All right, well, here's the thing that I want you to look at. You got to know, and I don't sugarcoat this for you because you don't need it sugar-coated, but an upper level storm system is the easiest thing we can track, okay, and you can see it. So you're going to look in the southwest part of the country and you're going to see this like U-shaped, even circular right now. That's a closed upper level storm system, and it's going to lift out through the Rockies and come toward us and be here Sunday night or Monday. I've been keying off of this for several days now. So there you see it. You see that brownish circular area in California? That is the upper level storm system right now, today, that I'm watching. And then we go to Friday, and yeah, you say, well, it doesn't look as big. It doesn't, but when you've got 90-degree heat and high dew points, high humidity, it doesn't look as big. But that is a significant disturbance for this time of the year. Sunday morning, Father's Day morning, still off in Iowa. Afternoon, this is 8 p.m. Sunday. The activity usually happens in the eastern half of a wave like this. So that activity would be into lower Michigan by Sunday evening, and then as it comes across Sunday night and Monday morning, it would bring us the round of rain. Again, I'm just keeping an eye on it. I'm not overly concerned because of the timing and because of what the models show, but it has the makings of, you know, a vigorous storm system, a stormy night. Then look at the ridge build. So what you see there, that's a pretty incredible ridge for me as a meteorologist. You see that 600? That means this surface, this 500 millibar surface, mid-levels of the atmosphere, is up around 6,000 meters. The atmosphere is very expanded, and that supports hot temperatures at the surface. That's also what we call a capped atmosphere. That's why Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday could be sunny, hot and humid. And then, of course, the westerlies are still strong, and they will knock it down at some point. We go into the following weekend. We're still warm, but notice the difference just in a few days. So we go Monday, maybe 90s, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, definitely 90s, probably Friday, and then note that the ridge backs up, weakens, and moves into the southwestern part of the country. That gives us our break for a little while. I wanted to show you this. This is the Europeans forecast for, I have Lansing picked out here, okay? And there you see the forecast. Let me slide it just a touch so you can see it. And, you know, everything's coming up 95-ish on Monday for Lansing. That might be a touch high, but it'll be hot. 97 Tuesday, 97 Wednesday, 96 Thursday, 95 Friday, and then a little bit cooler as we head into the weekend. That could be off. That could be quite a bit cooler there. So let's look at the real map and the real high temperature forecast. Again, using the Europeans' raw output as the best way to go to just give you a general feel. You know, this might not be something that is exact. Hold on, I'm working on getting the Keweenaw Peninsula in there, because if I don't, I get the Youper saying, hey, what'd you do? Annex the Keweenaw Peninsula? D. Mike O'Connor. Mark, how far is a good wind forecasted out, and which app would you trust the best for wind, which helps Great Lake fishermen knowing the winds? I would say, D. Michael Connor, I don't know which app to trust because I don't really use apps. I use the raw data. I would say, the European and the GFS model are good for 4 and 5 days out, so the general wind forecast on the Great Lakes would be that far out too. I do feel your plight. I wish I could solve that issue. I could try, but I got to work at the same time. Marguerite Henderson, will July also be above average rain? I don't think it will be. I think it will be pretty sparse if we get the hot dome building. All right, so let's go through the temperatures. Oh, and I just nuked them. Sorry. Hold on. Give me a second here. Just a second. Do, 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 do. A little Jeopardy music for you there. All right, we're back. Okay, so today we're talking upper 80s to near 90, and note where the severe weather is expected. And so note that, the instability is there. Tomorrow, a little cooler, beautiful. Upper 70s, southern half of the state, maybe low 70s in Traverse City, a little north wind. And then Saturday, gorgeous, 75 to 80, let's call it. Father's Day, heating up, good day for a barbecue before the rain hits. The UP looks cooler because you will be wet. You'll get the first batch of that storm system, and Father's Day in the UP looks quite wet. Monday, 90s creeping in. Tuesday, 90s all the way to the bridge, 90s in the UP. We should have a lot of 94, 95s on Tuesday. We should have the same on Wednesday. And if we believe the upper air pattern, we add a couple of degrees on Wednesday, 95, 96, 97, and we peak. And, do we believe this 100 in Owasso on Thursday? Probably not. Very tough to get 100. We would have to have the center of that upper level ridge over us, very close. It has the capability, but I would plan on a lot of 96, 97s on next Thursday. And then at some point, the thunderstorms come in from the north and start to break down the heat dome. This is Friday, and you could see this is a meteorologist's nightmare. Near 100 in the south, and then go north of Clare, and it drops to 80. You go to Traverse City, it's 70s. You go to the UP, it's 60s. That's the capability of the temperature contrast at this time of the year because of the storms. And then I do believe that at some point as we get into the following weekend, we'll get a batch of storms pushed through. That'll drop us back into the 80s for maybe a day or two. So there you have it. This is the MLive Morning Weather Update brought to you by Consumers Energy. See? We'll watch severe thunderstorms. Have that in the back of your mind this afternoon and this evening. Not a sure bet, but we have the components that would make it sneaky, robust, maybe stronger than what the wording you would find out there and whatnot. So we'll continue to cover that. Remember, the more sunshine and heat you get in the afternoon in places like Lansing and Oakland County and Ann Arbor, Saginaw, Flint, the more sunshine you get this afternoon, the greater the chance of severe weather eventually when the storms erupt. A couple of great days we had in the weekend, and then here we go. I'm going to find some air conditioners, put them in the windows because it's definitely going to be something you will want by the time we get to Monday night. You are going to want to have yourself your house cool down if you can. Thanks for joining me on the MLive Morning Weather Update. We're going to continue to follow the severe weather situation on MLive.com. And I want to remind you that me and the higher-ups at MLive have decided, at least for the moment, I don't make the decisions forever, but at least for the moment, that anything that is life-threatening related, severe weather related, hot, dangerous heat related, we will keep that in front of the paywall where you don't have to pay to read those articles. So all safety information is going to remain free. And of course, then they put some of my articles behind the paywall and you have to be a subscriber, which it's the way it's going. All the media, you know, our advertisers are great, but they have so many options. You know, just think about if you had the only car wash or the only restaurant in your town when you started your business, and then another one popped up and another one popped up, and then all of a sudden you got 5 restaurants in a small town or 3 car washes. You know your business would get diluted because there's options. So media is going toward you'll have to pay for the content, and our goal is that we make the content good enough at MLive that you don't mind paying for it. So that's what we have to do. I'll shut up now. Thank you for joining me, and we'll watch it with you on the afternoon and evening for severe weather. MLive.com. Take care. I'm MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa. This has been the MLive Morning Weather Update, brought to you by Consumers Energy. Bye.